Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. This is another of my short stories of the type that's in my book, Dark, Stories About Life's Darker Side. This story is called Dream Doctor. I dreaded having to tell the patient, but reminded myself to be the dream doctor. I told him, and he went limp. I waited patiently, and finally he whispered, "What now?" I explained the options fairly, honestly, but gently, including the probability that each option would help and how much, the probability and the severity of side effects. But I didn't give so much information that it would be overwhelming. He teared up, and I sensed he wanted a hug, and so I gave him a heartfelt one. He opted for palliative care. I emailed his pharmacy not only the prescriptions he needed now, but for later, so he'd get what he wanted when he wanted it. I told him that I was here for him anytime he wants, in person, on Zoom, email, or phone. He thanked me and plodded out. 2 months later, he emailed me to say he wasn't doing well. I offered to make a house call, which he gladly accepted. There, I saw that he'd be more comfortable with a new prescription. I outlined his pros and cons, and he gratefully agreed. I held his hand, looked him in the eye, and promised to remain as helpful as possible. A month later, he said he wasn't feeling strong enough to come in, but requested a Zoom appointment. There he said he wanted physician-assisted dying. I asked if he had fully considered hospice. He said he had, but I decided it was nonetheless wise to, from his physician's perspective, to outline the pros and cons of hospice. At the end of our conversation, even though the law says the patient can only get the pills, the life-ending pills, if the patient has less than 6 months to live, and I believed he could well live longer. But after talking with his wife and adult daughter, I chose to defy the law and prescribed what I thought I called the La-La Land pills. He was grateful. I was invited to and came to the funeral and was asked to say a few words. I said that I was honored to have been his physician and to walk by his side as he faced such a challenge, which he met with dignity and wisdom. After the burial, the family invited me to the lunch, and there other family members asked if they ever needed an oncologist, God forbid, would I take them as a patient. Although my practice is full, I of course said yes. Alas, all of that was only what went through my mind during the minute I was procrastinating doing paperwork. That is the kind of doctor I'd want to be if it weren't for the damn insurers and government restrictions. I sighed and went back to the Medi-Cal reimbursement form. In any event, that story is called Dream Doctor. As usual, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. And in any event, I do thank you for watching. I certainly would welcome you checking out any of my books, including the book Dark, Stories on the Dark Side of Life. But I've written 27. They're all on Amazon. Just search on my name, Marty Nemko, on Amazon. You'll find it. In any event, thanks for watching. I'm Marty Nemko.